Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys enjoy the video today. We're going to go through another game of the Warriors versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs at home at Go Media Stadium. It's still so weird to say that these days when it used to be always known for me as Mouse Mart Stadium, but, you know, we're going to have to get used to saying Go Media Stadium these days. Unfortunately, the boys were unable to come away with the win, 28-6 loss against the Rabbitohs at home. And first of all, I want to shout out to all the fans. Terrible weather in this game, and everyone stuck through all the way through the game and just supported the boys. It's great to see New Zealand get behind the Warriors at the moment, especially, you know, I feel like the boys have been playing amazing football all year, and this didn't really waver in this game. Even though we took a loss in this game, I felt like it was a closer game than what, you know, the scoreline really said and all that sort of stuff. Even though we were disappointing in patches, I really felt like the boys have been playing amazing football this year, and I'm really credit to Webby, credit to all the boys, and just knowing that with like what we've got given history-wise just for this year, I know the boys will turn us around and they'll learn their lessons. But shout out to all the fans there. You know, unfortunately, I'm an Aussie-based fan, so I'm not able to go over to the Auckland games as much as I really can, all that sort of stuff. I'd love to go through, especially with this team this year. I'd love to go see the Warriors and all that sort of stuff, because you guys are just turning out amazing performances. Like all the fans out there just turning up to every game and all that sort of stuff. Just amazing. I love to see it. So to any Rabbitohs that do click on this video, I'll give you quick like summary and all that sort of stuff. I just want to give you like, you know, your props. Like your team turned up, your team came over to New Zealand, which is a really tough like trip usually for most teams and all that sort of stuff, and just came out with an amazing game plan, like over 90% completion rate. We could not force any errors in this game. We felt like, you know, the scoreboard pressure really got to us, and when you changed our game plan and that was all credit to you guys. You defended all our pressure. We had a couple of plays that looked really nice, and you guys scrambled defense and all that sort of stuff. It was really good in this game. So being a Warriors fan, I want to give this more so to the Rabbitohs just playing amazing football, and not more so we played really bad football. Like I know we had a whole lot of errors and all that sort of stuff, but I felt like the errors started to creep in our game when we started chasing points, and that was just down to the Rabbitohs just playing a little bit better. They were better than us in this night, and I can concede that, like, you know, the Rabbitohs played an amazing game of football in this one. So I found two moments that really summed up our game in this one. I don't really want to touch on any, like, you know, down to one person performances. I won't do a positive negative sort of stuff. I won't do, like, you know, players that played really well in this one, because I felt like as a team we did not, like, you know, obviously we didn't like play to our potential, but also, you know, I felt like it also did just come down to the Rabbitohs. So I didn't really want to look into like who played amazing, all that sort of stuff, when I felt like the whole team as a collective did not like run their game plans the way they should have, and it only came down to when we actually were down on the scoreboard. So pretty early on, we got out to a 6-0 lead, obviously with a really slick play from Wade Egan, all that sort of stuff on the sideline, got Montoya over. But when the game started not to go our way, when we had like a really good penalty count pretty early on, we got a lot of 50-50 calls there, a couple of high tackle calls there. And obviously when one thing didn't go our way, which was pretty major, I don't want to touch on that too much. You know, obviously, like, I didn't think it was a sin bin overall with Adam Fanor-Blake, and I felt like, you know, a whole lot of my mates and all that sort of stuff saw that exactly the same way as well. This is not the reason why we lost this game, and it really wasn't. And when I do touch on these two things that really summed up this game for me, it's not more so complaining on the referees, or it's not complaining on anything like that. It just shows to me like a lot of things like just did not go our way in the second half of this game. The first half, a lot of things did go our way, and we looked really good, even though we're still down on the scoreboard, and that really shows just how good the Rabbitohs were in this game as well. So the two things, the first one was the Wade Egan charge down attempt, so the so-called charge down attempt, which was a tackle attempt, but also a charge down attempt. In my opinion, just rosy cut, like, you know, the fan glasses on, all that sort of stuff. I felt like he was going for the tackle, but it got called a charge down, end up going out, so it ended up getting called that we end up, you know, the Rabbitohs end up getting the call back, and after a couple of repeats that's on our line, they end up scoring through AJ. And at this point before this, it was 12-6. It's just like one of those moments that just like made me sum up this game overall for us. Was just a couple of things just didn't really stick to us. And the second one was definitely the Dallin Watini-Lesniak dropping the ball when he, you know, was called for. Obviously, he was trying to catch the ball instead of going for a charge down, and that was a completely right call in my opinion. Like, you know, you could just see it came off his chest, and he was trying to catch the ball, regather pretty early on. If he just let it bounce on the ground, picked it up, and went for the same amount of run, at that point it was 16-6 that went to 16-12. So he scored under the post. It would have definitely been 16-12, and we would have had a little bit of a momentum and roll on. But these two things did not like define our game, and did not say like, you know, this is where we won or lost the game, but these defined our game, and more so the fact of like just things didn't go our way, as in the fact of like, You know, with the Rabbitohs, you watch Cody Walker like sweep down his edge, throw a nice cut out to AJ. AJ end up getting a really nice, I think it was off the kick actually, kick to AJ. AJ flicked it back into Cody Walker, put another kick in. Moments like that in wet weather footy, they completed at 94% completion rate. It was just unbelievable what I was seeing from the Rabbitohs. They played fucking awesome. And then when you look on our side of the things, when we started to go out to like, 16-6, and even at points when we were 12-6 down, we threw our game plan out of just rolling through the middle and using probably our biggest, strongest point as this Warriors team this year, which is our forward pack. Adam Fanor, Blake, Tohu Harris. When Dylan Walker comes on, he didn't have the same spark and all that sort of stuff in this game, and I felt like it's because we fell away from our game plan. We started to really shift and try to do what the Rabbitohs were doing. And it was more so, I think we fell in love with when we're defending Cody Walker, we gave so much credit to Cody Walker, and as we should. He played amazing in this game. You watch Shawnee and all that sort of stuff. As soon as Cody Walker got the ball, he was trying to shoot out. He was trying to make something happen and shut it down because Cody Walker was so on in this game. And then when it came to our side of things, we tried to do exactly the same thing. I remember a couple of sets in this game. I think it was a third tackle set on the 50-meter line. It didn't go Shawnee's way, but it went the way of Luke Metcalf on the edge, and then he shifted over to Adam Pompey, who shifted it over to Montoya, and Montoya dropped the ball on the edge there. And there was third tackle play. We didn't need to do that. We're on the 50-meter line. If we got a couple of more forward sets, let's say we just shifted and gave it to who's on Jackson Ford on that side, who was making some really nice meters through the middle, got to our 40-meter, then maybe one more tackle there. Then we go to our kick, and there would have been an attacking kick to put a bomb up or something like that for someone like Dallin Martinez-Lesniak or Rocco Berry, who's pretty good in the air as well. So just a couple of little things that we just didn't really go through our game plan pretty nicely. Like there was a moment there off a dropout where Mitch Barnett caught the dropout, and then before he got to the line, he put a forward pass onto Chance Nickel-Cockstag when we had some really nice field position. And then a little bit later on where we were still chasing points and all that sort of stuff, but it was like a first tackle. It was off a repeat set. We made a really early shift to Pompey's side, and Pompey ended up dropping the ball into the defender and then trying to shift it onto Pompey, who ended up getting put out as well. But you could just see the energy of the Rabbitohs comparatively to the energy of us. The Rabbitohs just must have went into this game, all got together and just said, man, we are at home, we're behind, we have a whole lot of players out and all that sort of stuff. Let's just get this done. Let's get this, make this happen. And they just really got around each other. And it just shows the difference between, everyone was saying before this, and even me, I was pretty confident in our boys, and I'm still very confident in our boys. I feel like we can turn this around. I don't think we're as bad as what a 28-6 scoreline said in that game. But I feel like, that's a top 4 team. They had outs like Campbell Graham, Latrell Mitchell, Isaiah Tass. They got it done. And then for us, we were down, obviously, Murata Niokore, Joshy Curran, all that sort of stuff. And we just weren't able to get it done in this game. And I felt like, nothing was sticking with us. No game plan. We had some really nice moments. We went away from direct running. There was a really nice moment where Luke Metcalf nearly made a really nice break there as well. And we just went away from stuff like that. And we wanted to shift to an edge and play a lot like the Rabbitohs. But the Rabbitohs, man, the skill to play the way they did in the wet was just amazing, incredible. And sort of really to end it off, I do want to touch on our defense pretty early on was really, really nice. This is a positive, negative sort of stuff. Our defense was really nice early on. Obviously, we were holding the Rabbitohs between our 40. The boys were getting up in their faces pretty early, trying to cause errors and all that sort of stuff. Then towards the middle of that first to second half, obviously we lost Adam Fanor Blake. We're trying to recover and all that sort of stuff. We started to allow the Rabbitohs get momentum through our middle. And then, obviously they're getting really nice field position from that. And then when we end up defending our goal line, there was a couple of moments where we defended really, really well. We had a couple of moments, obviously off the two, as I pointed out, the Wade Egan and the Dallin Martinez-Lesniak sort of errors in the game. We defended our errors really, really nicely. We had a couple of sets, we defended really well. But the first set of the game where the Rabbitohs got their first opportunity, they made it happen. They end up scoring from that. Then obviously when Adam Fanor Blake went off at a sin bin, when Cam Murray went over for that one, that was where I was that one kind of bugged me in a way. It was more so the boys really numbered up. They gave way too much credit on Cody Walker on that side. And as I keep saying, is what it is. But if you watch that go again, I think the boys overnumbered on their right edge. And then they should have pushed boys more so to the middle. Cam Murray that close is just way too easy to stop. And even though Shaq Mitchell ran that really nice run in between Barnett and that, caused the space on the inside, Tohu kind of Jackson Ford was stuck between the goalposts and that, and Tohu was trying to overcommit, end up causing that gap and all that sort of stuff for that middle. But Also, the big positives out of our defense there, we only missed 16 tackles in this game. We played really well, like only missing 16. As I said, during the middle part of this game, it was a grind. We're actually in this contest for most of it. The Rabbitohs end up missing 28 tackles. So we had 28 tackle breaks in this game. We had moments in this game. It just wasn't able to come our way. Shout out to Tohu Harris and Jackson Ford. Amazing efforts from them. 51 tackles each and only missing 1 tackle combined. So really great work from both those boys in this game. Defensively, I didn't think we were too bad. Obviously, the 28-6 scoreline says otherwise, but as I keep saying, man, like the Rabbitohs, I just got to give you credit for the Rabbitohs. Like their attack was amazing. The ball was sticking. Like there was a couple of kicks that just bounced their way. Obviously, the kick from Munro to Blake Taff when Blake Taff scored that try. Couldn't have bounced better for Blake Taff on that side. Shout out to Wade Egan for his effort that covered there as well. Wade Egan's been making these really big effort plays and all that sort of stuff. I'm starting to notice for the boys as well. So shout out to Wade Egan there. But, obviously, the Cody Walker kick to AJ, just amazing skill. A couple of tries just off really nice kick plays and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, the Tyron Munro try. Yeah, fuck, man. Just got beat by a better team. That's all I can say in this game. I really do feel that. But it was great to see Webby come out in the press conference and say all the stuff that I wanted to hear, that, the boys lost this game. They really did lose this game, but we know what we did wrong and we know we can turn it around. A lot of stuff that went wrong in this game is stuff that we can fix. And judging off the history of just this year, this is not a normal Warriors team. I'm not going back to like the old Warriors where it always disappoints us, because this game did disappoint me and did kind of throw back those sort of memories. But I feel like we need to shift away from that, because I do feel like this is a different Warriors team. And judging off the history this year, when we've taken losses, we learn and we bounce back and we play better. And as I said in my last video, no matter what this year, it feels like we're turning like a different chapter in our book and we're learning different things about each other. Like at one point in this year, our attack wasn't that great. And then for a 3-game period, even though, I'll give you the Dolphins game, they were down on a couple of men, and I'll give you the Dragons game where they're down, obviously, on form and all that sort of stuff. The Raiders game, to do that on Jared Croker's 300th game, I don't care what anyone said. They turned out in that first half. They played amazing in that first half to hold us, we couldn't get out our own end, and we put 30 points on that game, and that was really impressive to me. We've shown that we can turn this around. So I do believe in the boys, especially going to Parramatta. By the looks of it, it might be Mitchell Moses out for this one. I'm not currently able to see what the Blues team list is. But if they're down with Mitchell Moses and all that sort of stuff, I give us a whole lot of... I think we can get that done. I really do think we can get that done. But shout out to the boys. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there. Please make sure you comment down below your thoughts on the game overall on the weekend and your thoughts overall. Please make sure you like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and take it easy, guys. Peace out.